of them. I'm not gonna lie, I think I had 3 of them maybe, but there was about 10 in the box. You can go back on Flow and watch the replay, and there was about 10 in the box, and there's about 3 or 4 left. They're in our camper. I'll have to get them to you later on tonight, Tony. I saved you the best cookie, though, the one that is the Kubota High Limit Racing, the cookie with the design on there. I also saved you one that was like in the shape of a seashell, because I know you're vegetarian, and it's kind of like a vegetarian cookie, so I saved that one for you, too.
I think the word you were looking for there was the logo, the High Limit Racing
That's
logo.
the word, yep.
Yeah, the design, I get what you're saying for. I don't know, Chase, you said you ate a couple, then you said you ate 3. 3's more than a couple, 2's a couple, you and I are a couple. We're an odd couple, that's for sure. What's not gonna be an odd couple is these conditions and this kind of racing. Heavy cloud cover has rolled over the Silver Dollar Speedway. No fear of precipitation, of course, just a nice, relaxing breeze and a break. A reprieve, if you would, from the intense heat, the sunshine we've been dealing with all weekend. We've got a break from that, and it feels beautiful down here. A little while ago, before we had the cloud cover, I was running around the pits looking for some shade. I found Corey Eliason hiding out. I got to catch up with the driver who is highest in event points coming into tonight, who's trying to race his way into the A main event. It is Saturday at the Gold Cup Race of Champions, and like pretty much every day here in Chico, I and driver Corey Eliason have found some shade. Corey, I'm sure you've been doing this independently. I've been doing it every second of the weekend out here. You are 9th in points going into tonight, which means you're the first driver not locked in. What do you need to do tonight? Obviously run top 3 in your qualifier to lock into the A main event. How can you do that most easily?
Well, I know for the hot lap group, I'm just going to go out there and work the bottom, because if I recall last year, it was a little slimy on the bottom when I started. I think I was 9th in points last year as well, if I remember, but I knew the heat race is everything, so we just got to get a good start. It's basically, once I can get a good start, I can kind of control the pace from there. It's easy to defend here. It's also easy to get past, so you just got to be very offensive, but also be mindful that lanes can be changing quickly, especially where the first heat race.
I felt like, you know, Tanner Holmes was up in the booth with Chase Rodman last night, and I'm down in the infield. And I'm not saying last night was any more prolific for this than any other night here, but it just felt like there were a ton of really close calls getting down into turn number 1. What's the exit from turn 4 and that run into turn 1 like? Does it narrow up down there more than it looks like? Am I misperceiving it? Like, what's that run into turn 1 like as a driver?
It doesn't necessarily narrow up, but it's the shade from the stand. So the shade comes down, and you always, it's the wall runs right to the edge, and then the corner starts and turns. So you try to get that last little bit, but when you're next to somebody, you don't have a lot of room. So you don't know if they're going to stand the right rear up and flick it out at you, and then you have to lift. And when you lift, the curb's huge on entry. So you definitely have to be in position and the board open to not get tight on it and kind of get around it. So I wouldn't say it's as tight as it looks, but it races tighter than other places, I guess.
And then finally, you're from Visalia. You reside in Avon, Indiana, and you're driving with Shannon Wheatley, and that car is based out of, just south of Skagit, really, by less than an hour. So northwestern Washington. Crazy circumstances. We were talking, the deal came together. It's been in the works for 2 years now, essentially. Shannon reached out to you right when you signed your deal for last year with RSR, and then when that came apart, you have the opportunity to team back up with Shannon Wheatley or team up for the first time. How would you rate your guys' performance to this point? You haven't had a lot of races together. You haven't had a lot of races this year. What grade do you give you in the 45 at this point?
I mean, you want to be doing better. You want to be winning. You want to be running up front, but I feel we've done fairly well, since our time in Peevely. Like, we just had to get through Kings Royal. We got fast the last night, kind of ran out of fuel in the B. But since then, we've kind of slowly been picking up. We had a good showing at Lernerville. We were good. Peevely, like I said. And then Tulare, we just got caught up. But Placerville was good, and I felt like our prelim night here was good. So I feel like, when we started, I thought it was, kind of slower, I guess, a C or a D, but now I feel, we're up to an A and B, definitely, for sure, as, we just kind of gathered our notebook and kind of built off of it, and, we're working with each other, understand the language, and, the way I describe things and the way he, interprets things, we just got to kind of get on the same page, and I feel like that's what we're doing.
a third place back at Placerville, a track that, hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, you admitted to me you're not the biggest fan of. Although you've won out there, you run third in that car, you don't have a lot of laps in against the high rollers and Kubota High Limit Racing and a strong California contingent. You're in a great position tonight due to the points to race your way into the A main event and go for $100,071. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Always a pleasure to talk with Corey Eliason from Visalia, California. I don't think people who are fans of Corey have much to worry about due to being ninth, the high man in points of the drivers who have not locked into tonight's A main event. He is on the pole position for qualifier number 1, brought to you by our friends at TJ Forge. And all Corey has to do is finish inside the top 3, and he will lock in tonight's A main event. He's run well here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Of his last 6 races, 4 have been top 5 results, a couple of third places and a couple of fifth places. Fifth is where he ran in last year's Gold Cup Race of Champions A main event. So Corey Eliason looking to race his way in, as are a lot of other very fast cars and drivers here tonight. It's the 71st running of the Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions, presented by NOS Energy Drink. Don't go anywhere, folks. When we come back, Dirt Draft Hot Laps on track next.
The first of 4 Dirt Draft Hot Lap sessions making their way onto the racetrack now. These sessions are divided up by the 4 qualifiers tonight, so these drivers will be in qualifier number 1 later on as they now roll onto the racetrack for their practice session here this evening. First car you see rolling into turn number 1 now, one of our Race Jardine Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports, number 42, that is Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. And rolling off at turn number 2 now from Fresno, California, the Tarleton & Sons SynCal Services Ardent General Banding Associates, number 121. It is Caden Steele. Caden Steele in the 121. And one of the many 360 engines in the field here tonight, rolling down the backstretch now from Chico, California, the Fast Cabinet Doors, Stainless Aesthetics, Park Ridge Construction, Jones Flying Service, number 2S, Jace Steinberg. Jace Steinberg in the 2S. And the C in SLC Promotions rolls down the backstretch now. From Roseville, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Hanson Machine, 22 Metalworks, McCulloch's RV. Number 17, it's Quick Stuff, Colby Copeland. Colby Copeland in the 17. And driver that made his Highland Racing debut a few nights ago from El Cajon, California, the Slade Shock System 1 Pro Ignition HRP Wings, Tynerhurst Enterprises, number 94 TH, Braden Chiramonte. Braden Chiramonte in the 94 TH. And just heard from him during the pre-race show with Tony Laporta from Visalia, California, the Redline Welding and Construction, Smith Titanium, Morrison Engines, King Racing Products, number 45, Corey Eliason. Corey Eliason in the 45. From Dunnigan, California, the Farm Logistics, Hayes Farms, Valley Tire, Interstate Oil, number 9L. That is Luke Hayes. Luke Hayes in the 9L. And from North Port, Florida, the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24D, the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams in the 24D. And his fellow Rookie of the Year contenders also on the track from Waco, Texas, the All By Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking. Number 9, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the number 9. And final car in this first hot lap session, right behind Cy Lynch on the back straightaway from Hollister, California. Actually, that is from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. The Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, Shurcan LLC. Number 73X, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. Brady Bacon in the 73X. So those are the drivers in, we got one more actually just rolled onto the track in turn number 3 now. He is from Hollister, California. That is the Anrac Corporation, Lund Construction, Creason Enterprises, Matroscope, number 7C of Tony Gomes. Tony Gomes in the 7C. Tony, one of the other 360 competitors out there here tonight. We have about 4 or 5 of them in the field, and they are going for a 360 bonus, $2,000 to the highest finishing 360 here tonight. $1,000 to the second highest finishing and $500 to the third. Tony Gomes 14th in the feature last night with a 360 engine. Very nice run for that driver with a little less power than everybody else out there. Hot lap session number 1 is getting the green flag now. For the first time here tonight, we're underway at Silver Dollar Speedway. Lap times about to start coming across our screen here. Brady Bacon so far the fastest at a 13.325. 1.3325. He and Luke Hayes, the only drivers in the 13-second bracket, as Danny Sams and Brady Bacon now goes into the 12s along with Colby Copeland. Colby Copeland's lap, a 12.823. Now Danny Sams up to the second spot at a 12.913. Brady Bacon into the mid-12s at a 12.524. The yellow lights come on, but the checkered flag does not wave, indicating to the drivers that they will now pace around the track very slowly and help work in the moisture that is sitting on the top of the track when it's early on in the night. In the first hot lap session, we typically see the track be a little bit greasy out there, a little bit slippery, maybe some water out there on the top of the surface, and now we allow these drivers with those big wide tires to help work in that surface. Brady Bacon, the yellow and black 73 so far, the fastest driver in hot laps at 12.524 seconds. Colby Copeland, Corey Eliason, Danny Sams, and Caden Steele currently the top 5. Then Tony Gomes, Luke Hayes, Chase Randall, Braden Chiramonte, and Cy Lynch the top 10. So we mentioned that these hot lap sessions are divided up by the qualifiers. So qualifier number 1, these are the drivers that will be in that first qualifier. And then we have 4 of those, so that means 4 dirt draft hot lap sessions here tonight. 50 total cars on hand here for the finale of the 71st Mike Curb Gold Cup Race at Champions. Did have a couple of cars scratch after the last 2 prelim nights due to either engine issues or getting into a crash as well. And so 50 cars signed in tonight for the finale. As the lights now go back out, green flag set to be waved for the final time here in session number 1. We'll see if the lap times do improve, and indeed they do. First time by the line for Brady Bacon, a 12.388, maintaining his spot at the top of the speed charts, and now he is overtaken by Caden Steele to a 12.369. Danny Sams up to second, now Bacon back to the top. Brady Bacon's 12.109 is at the top of the speed charts as the white flag, now the checkered flag, is displayed to the drivers in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Caden steals off the pace into turn 1, so maybe an issue on his car. And so that will complete Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 1. Brady Bacon maintains the top of the speed charts there at 12.109 seconds. He shows the way. Corey Elias second at 12.226. Caden Steele in third at a 12.265. Colby Copeland fourth, 12.346. And Danny Sams in fifth at a 12.373. Hot lap session number 2 now making its way onto the racetrack, leading them onto the Speedway is the driver out of Fremont, California. It's the NOS Energy Drink, Matt Wood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms, MV Drywall, number 17W. It's Sugar, Shane Golobic. Shane Golobic in the 17W. And from Clayton, California, the Dryco Construction, Melrose Powder Coating, Walnut Creek Automotive, Ryder Race Engines, number 88A. That is Joey Ancona. Joey Ancona in the 88A. And one of those other 360 competitors out there on the track now, the driver all out of Placerville, California, in the High Sierra Industries, C&H Motor Parts, ANRAC Corporation, Kings Meats, number 21X, it's Shane Hopkins. Shane Hopkins in the 21X. And rolling down the front stretch now from Templeton, California, the ShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Luxton Real Estate, Woodland Auto Display, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Caleb Montgomery in the number 3. And from Yuba City, California, in the Lippert Construction, Danny Word Sales, Cloud Valve Company, Vinyl Tech, ADS, number 21L, it's Landon Brooks. Landon Brooks in the 21L. And there is Robbie Price, the driver out of Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada. Robbie drives the Shark Engines, Grinders Automotive and Marine, Saratoga Motorsports Park, Malahat Auto Wrecking, number 21P. And rolling down the backstretch, Wednesday winner here in the 360 division. In car number 18 from Oakley, California, it's the Gary Silva Ranches, Vallejo Coin Exchange, Bowman & Sons Trucking, Air One Heating and Air number 18 of Dylan Bloomfield. Dylan Bloomfield in the number 18. And a heat race winner here back on Thursday night from White City, Oregon, in the Carl Hofsis, Ridgecrest Homes, American Flowtech, Limitless Auto Sales, number 5K, Blaine Corey. Blaine Corey in the 5K. And rolling into turn number 1 now from Medford, Oregon, in the High-Tech Transmission, Sealing Specialties, Johnston Water Service, number 22K, Caden Smith. Caden Smith in the 22K. And there is Dominic Selzy rolling down the front stretch now. Dom out of Fresno, California. And the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41. And the final car on the track in this session is Joel Myers Jr. in car number 19 Jr. Joel drives the High Plains Building Division, Velocity Engineering, Dirt Dudes All About Fire Protection, number 19. He is out of Santa Rosa, California, as we are under green flag conditions. Landon Brooks and Dylan Bloomfield go straight to the top of the board, nearly into the 11-second bracket at a 12.063 for Brooks and a 12.089 for Bloomfield. Joel Myers Jr. and Caleb Montgomery also into the top 5. They are 4th and 5th. Dominic Selzy up to 7th. White flag set to be displayed. 1 to go for these drivers in session number 2. Robbie Price jumps up to 7th on the speed charts. Drivers finishing up their final lap of Dirt Draft Hot Laps And Landon Brooks, now the fastest overall. Car number 21L, his lap time, a 12.063. Dylan Bloomfield right behind him at 12.089. Brady Bacon third. Joey Ancona in that group fourth overall at 12.120. And Caleb Montgomery in fifth at a 12.159. Joel Myers Jr., Corey Eliason, Robbie Price, Dominic Selzy, Caden Steele the top 10 with 2 more practice sessions left to run. Leading hot lap session number 3 onto the Speedway. Another one of the drivers from the state of Oregon at Essential Point, Oregon. It's the Johnston Water Service. Chuck Praler, Sealing Specialties, Jake's Truck and Equipment Repair. Number 21W, Jake Wheeler. Jake Wheeler in the 21W. And from Roseville, California, the Bjork Construction, Shaver Engines, D&J Rental, Roxy Properties. Number 7B, the Shark, Sean Becker. Sean Becker in the 7B. From Sassoon City, California, rolling down the front stretch now in the Bushy Financial, C&H Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change Liquid Energy. Number X1, that is Chance Grasty. Chance Grasty in the X1. And from Fresno, California, the Pacific Boring, Circle J5 Farms, M&L Plumbing, Medtech Titanium. Number 14E, that is Mariah Ead. Mariah Ead in the 14E. From Lubbock, Texas, the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crate and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com. High Performance Lubricants, number 5, it's Brenham Crouch. Brenham Crouch in the number 5. And last night's Fast Time Qualifier makes his way to turn number 2 now from Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13. It's Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the 13. And 5th place finisher on Thursday night, also on the track from Redding, California, the MitcheryConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Shark Engines, Steve Manning Construction. Number 2XM, it's Max Mitry. Max Mitry in the 2XM. Driver rolling into turn number 3 now is out of Windsor, California. The CCI Electrical, Buster's Barbecue, Van Lair Steering Repair, Jerry's Valero. Number 12J, John Clark. John Clark in the 12J. And in the 3rd and 4th corner now, out of Monrovia, Indiana, the Skagit Speedway, Race Routine Foundation, Hager Realty, Routine Management, number 26, it's Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. And we had him up here in the booth last night, did a fantastic job for us. Rolling off of turn number 4 now, out of Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Shane DeWalt Trucking, Legacy Builder Supply, Orville Tax, Sisters Meat and Smokehouse, number 18T, it's Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 18T. And those are the drivers in qualifier number 3 and Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. They will be getting up to speed here momentarily. Fastest lap time so far in practice, a 12.063 second time by Landon Brooks. Dylan Bloomfield, Brady Bacon, Joey Ancona, Caleb Montgomery, the top 5. As you're getting a look at Tanner Holmes on your screen there, 14th place finisher in his prelim night on Thursday. Got a heat race win that night as well. As head flagman Bob Scoble lets him know it's time to get on the gas. We're underway with Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3. Dason Pursley, the only driver into the 11-second bracket here tonight, goes straight to the top of the board on lap 1 in 11.977 second time. Max Mitry up into the top 10 along with Mariah Ead. Brenham Crouch up to 10th quick at 12.211. There is Dason Pursley passing cars in hot laps. That car is absolutely rolling around Silver Dollar Speedway right now as he sits at the top of the speed charts. White flag coming out from the flag stand. Sean Becker up to 14th quick in the 7B car as this session will come to a close. Hot lap session number 3 has come to a close, and the fastest driver overall now in car number 13, Dason Pursley, 11.977 seconds, the only driver in the 11-second bracket here tonight so far. Landon Brooks second, Dylan Bloomfield third, Brady Bacon fourth, and Joey Ancona fifth. Max Mitry, Caleb Montgomery, Mariah E., Joel Myers Jr., Brenham Crouch, the top 10. Tony, what do you got for us?
You know, it's just crazy to see that Book Motorsports, Avanti, Pella, Windows and Doors, 13 of Dason Pursley looks so good out on track, and it's not crazy because Dason's not a fast driver, the car's not typically fast. Why it's crazy is because crew chief Sean Strasbaugh is calling the shots on that car from home, or at least assisting from back home in Pennsylvania. We talked about it with Dason in the booth. He injured himself in a scooter accident back in Tulare, broken left collarbone, and his wife Sky put up a really cool video yesterday of him watching live on Flow and being in contact with the team. So whether here or there, Sean Strasbaugh still has a major impact on Dason Pursley in that number 13.
He certainly does. It's great to see him still able to put up or get a fast car out there on the racetrack, even from across the country. As we now roll into our final hot lap session of the night for the drivers and qualifiers. Rolling off at turn number 4 now, driving car number 17S out of Overland Park, Kansas, and the Triple X chassis, Moose's LZ Bar and Grill, Gary Silver Ranch's Ditto's Graphics number 17S. It's Jace Park. Jace Park in the 17S. And from Snohomish, Washington, in the Great Western Transport, James Bass Trucking, Napa Auto Parts of Snohomish, Pacific Performance Coatings, number 91. That is Chase Getz. Chase Getz in the 91. And from Lemoore, California, the Monarch Ford, Dawson Maldian Construction, Intech Oil, Crown Limousine, number 2K, Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 2K. Driver that led a couple of laps of last night's feature before getting into an incident. Also on the racetrack from Arlington, Washington, and the Triple X Race Components, Pacific Performance Coating, Shark Engines, Grinders Automotive, number 21S, Jesse Schlotfelt. Jesse Schlotfelt in the 21S. And from Auburn, California, the Orville Tax, Wilkie Masonry, Pacific Highway Rental, Western Traffic Supply, number 92, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. Andy Forsberg in the 92. From Hollister, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, Surecan LLC, number 73, Ryan Burnell. Ryan Burnell in the 73. And from San Jose, California, the Maxwell Engines and Matco Disposal, Advanced Auto Center, Swimming Pool Perfections, Caps Powder Coating, number 0, TK, Tim Kading. Tim Kading in the 0. And another 360 competitor rolls down the front stretch now. Out of Geyserville, California, the Malcolm Drilling, Chico Truck and RV, Cruise Well Drilling. Number 76, that is Jennifer Osborne. Jennifer Osborne in the 76. From Lincoln, California, the California Waterfowl, Rye Helmets, K1 Race Gear, CBC Concrete 83T, that's Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick in the 83T. And final car in this session from St. Helena, California, the Rico Abreu, Kerbeck and Racing, Stattle Off Construction, Pacific Boring, ArcZone.com, number 24, Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24, green flag on the final hot lap session of the night for the drivers that are in qualifiers here on the 71st Mike Kerr Gold Cup Race of Champions presented by NOS Energy Drink. Rico Abreu goes straight to the top of the board. 11.949. Jesse Schlotfelt up to 6th. Tanner Carrick to 4th. Tim Kading to 10th. Track certainly still has some speed too. Now Schlotfelt goes to the top of the board. Andy Forsberg also into the top 10. He's up to 8th position here on the speed charts. White flag coming out this time by. Ryan Burnell jumps into the top 5 as well in car number 73. Well, he was fast last night, had nothing to show for it. Jesse Schlotfelt will end up being the fastest driver in hot laps here tonight. An 11.903 second lap time for the 21S. Rico Abreu second, Dason Pursley third, Gage Garcia fourth, Ryan Burnell fifth, Landon Brooks sixth, Tanner Carrick seventh, Dylan Bloomfield eighth, Andy Forsberg ninth, and 10th to Brady Bacon. So those drivers will make their way back to the pit area and get themselves prepared for qualifier action later on in the program. Each qualifier will be 8 laps in distance, with the top 3 finishers going to tonight's Gold Cup A main event. We'll take a break here on FloRacing. When we come back, more action from the 71st Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions, presented by NOS Energy Drink.
I'm Cy Lynch. Be sure to watch Kubota High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches. We are the #1 Renegade Toterhome dealer and the #1 Intech and Bravo Sprint Car Trailer dealer. No one sells more Toterhomes and Sprint Car Trailers than we do. Check out our complete lineup at capitalrenegade.com. If you're in the market for a Toterhome or a trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and that support the sport.
Winning doesn't just happen. You have to engineer it. You have to test it and make it better than it was the last time. Our engineers have the passion to create the parts you need, the way you need them to be, again and again and again. We've led this game for over 40 years, and we design, refine, and perfect every valve train part worthy of the winner's circle.
Since their 2001 inception, DMI Racing Components have changed the game. From open-wheel suspension, steering, and driveline components to their line of Bulldog quick-change rears, they set the new standard for innovation, performance, and value. DMI and Bulldog products are backed by the best customer support in the industry with more than 150 years of race-winning experience. Let our experience help guide you to victory lane. We race, you race. Let's race together.
West Coast, are you ready? This is Wedge High Performance Karts. Born out here, built by hand, powered to dominate. Made in the USA and packed with raw horsepower, razor-sharp handling, and head-turning attitude. We're teaming up with High Limit Racing on the West Coast Swing, and we're bringing the heat. First 20 orders get a free tire and wheel package. Lock it in now. Find us at the track or hit wedgekarts.com. Let's go full throttle.
We got them racked, we got them stacked, and we've got the grandstands packed.
Super healthy for sprint car racing and compete for a championship. You can feel the buzz around. We want to race the best guys every night.
Whole different level.
This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers.
Established in 1983, FK Rod Ends has been the industry leader for both midget and micro racing. Family owned and operated, we take pride in our products and our name because we know you value yours. Visit our website, www.fkrodends.com, to find out how you can join our winning team. FK Rod Ends. To beat the best, you've got to use the best.
Is it all a fever dream? I'm burning gasoline.
Patrico goes back to the high side. Gets it away, shit. To the turn now, look to the inside of turn 1. Ingram to the outside. Major contact.
Save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
My first car was, I don't know the year of it, but It wasn't new. It was like a maroon Nissan Pathfinder, manual transmission. I remember like if I turned too far, it would blow the power steering line off. So I had to make sure not to blow the power steering line off. So I didn't ever turn too far, but I didn't have it very long. I don't remember because there was like a cash for clunkers, you know, kind of promo going on. So my parents traded it in and got themselves a new car. And then I got the other hand-me-down, which was a Camry.
Introducing the My Kubota app. With My Kubota, connecting with your local dealer is easier than ever. Find them with just a tap and contact them quickly for any assistance you need. Access comprehensive resources like how-to guides, owner's manuals, fault codes, maintenance schedules, and more. Everything you need to keep your Kubota running smoothly. Download the app today.
From the track to the trail, from your everyday cars and trucks to championship-winning vehicles, iBot has you covered. Race, lift, lower, high-performance suspension for all. iBot, the #1 choice of champions. Proudly made in the USA, engineered to win.
Silver Dollar Speedway, we are here for the 71st running of the Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions presented by NOS Energy Drink. Opening ceremonies are set to begin, but before we do that, I gotta ask you, Chico, California, are you guys ready to have some fun up here tonight? That is a good sounding crowd. We are glad to hear that. Let's get going down here with opening ceremonies on the inside of the front straightaway at the Silver Dollar Speedway. I'd like to point your attention right here to Bradley Fowler of the Kyle Larson Gold Cup Golf Tournament Committee, co-chair, presenting a check to the Boys and Girls Club of North Valley. Joe Hale, Chief Operations Officer from Boys and Girls Club, is on hand, presenting the Boys and Girls Club from the Kyle Larson Foundation a check for $40,000. Here to talk a little bit about the success of the golf tournament, Colby Copeland.
Yeah, so on Wednesday morning of Gold Cup week, it kind of just another event here. Kyle and his foundation, they do a golf tournament over there at the Canyon Oaks Country Club, and again this year it was sold out. There was a waiting list of I think 4 or 5, 6 teams. So it's just a great event. It's a fun time. Canyon Oaks is a super nice golf course, and on top of it, it raises a bunch of money. So I know Kyle wishes he could be here. I think he's busy at the moment, but I know he would be super pumped to be able to give $40,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of the North Valley. So thanks again to him and the foundation. Hopefully we can do it next year.
Thank you very much, Colby. And for a very quick invocation from Racers for Christ, will y'all please rise as you are able. Let's welcome in Lane Harrison.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me as we ask the Lord's blessing. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this awesome time you've given us here these past few days here at Chico. Father, I thank you for this cloud cover you brought over to cool this place down and make it just a great event for the fans and the racers and the crews. Father, I pray that you would protect each and every one of them as we go through tonight. Father, I do have a special request that you would lift up the Lucas family as we lost Forrest Lucas today, that you would protect them and lift them up in their time of sorrow. Father, I also ask that you would bless our military and first responders and just give us a great night of blessing, and we give you praise in everything we do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you very much, Lane. We want to thank the Chico Color Guard and the Chico Sea Cadets Golden Bear Division as they present today's color. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem, Miss Maddie Frazier.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Chico, how about it one more time for Maddie Frazier? Once again, a massive thank you to the Chico Color Guard, as well as the Chico Sea Cadets Golden Bear Division for their presentation of today's colors. One step left in opening ceremonies here before we go racing. We'd like to welcome Colby Copeland back up on behalf of SLC Promotions, the group in charge of putting on this Gold Cup Race of Champions, as we have a special presentation.
Here's the flyby here for our national anthem. All right, so it seems like it's becoming a tradition here at Silver Dollar. Every Gold Cup, you know, there's always a team member of ours. Everybody works hard, and there's always somebody that just stands out maybe. And this year, we've got somebody on our team that's gonna retire from our crew, and we're just super bummed out. This is a gentleman, he's almost 80 years young, and he's out here more than any of us. He lives here in town, he helps us with the track, he makes it happen, all the watering. When it's 106 and we're in the AC, he's out here watering the track, and he just works his butt off. And we really hate to see him go, but I just hope that you guys can help us show some love and appreciation to Mr. Don Ferguson. So we got a plaque for Don. The kids are presenting it to him, and Don, we hope to see you out here more. I know you're retiring from us, but we hope to see you at the races.
I'll be here. I won't miss a race.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Let's do some racing now.
Well, folks, the opening festivities are now complete. There's only one thing left to do. It's time to get some race cars on this racetrack. Chico, California, are you ready to go sprint car racing? It is now time to go championship racing here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. It's time to get these cars on track. It's time to settle it for $100,000+, and that means it's time to go all in with Kubota High Limit Racing.
The first of 4 qualifiers about ready to make their way onto the racetrack as the flyover continues on here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. Great stuff. Nice shot from our drone up there as well. As you can see, the jam-packed Silver Dollar Fairgrounds here. Everybody wanting to catch a glimpse as to who is going to be the 71st winner of this California Crown Jewel event. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the first qualifier of the night. It is presented by TJ Forged Wheels. On the pole out of Visalia, California, he drives the Red Line Welding and Construction, Smith Titanium, Morrison Engines, King Racing Products. Number 45, it's Corey Eliason. And outside of him, starting in the second spot from Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mercedes Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mountain Mechanical, MAV Motorsports. Number 42, Cy Lynch. Starting in the third spot from Fresno, California, the Tarleton & Sons, Syncal Services, Ardent General, Bandy & Associates. Number 121, it's Caden Steele. And starting in the fourth spot from Waco, Texas, the Allball Your Alternative, Infamous Inc., Bush's Chicken, Flint Rock Ranch, Trex Decking. Number 9, Chase Randall. Starting in the fifth position out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, in the Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, SureCan LLC, number 73X Brady Bacon, and outside of him, starting from P6 out of Modesto, California, in the ANRAC Corporation, Lund Construction, Creason Enterprises, Matroscope, number 7C, Tony Gomes. Starting in the seventh spot from Roseville, California, driving car number 17 in the NOS Energy Drink Hanson Machine, 22 Metalworks, McCulloch's RV Entry, it's Colby Copeland. And starting 8th from Dunnigan, California, driving the Hayes Farms, Farm Logistics, Valley Tire, Interstate Oil number 9L, Luke Hayes. Starting 9th from El Cajon, California, the Slade Shock, System 1 Pro Ignition, HRP Wings, Tyner-Hurst Enterprises, number 94 TH, it's Braden Chiramonte. And starting in the 10th spot from Northport, Florida, in the Global Lake, Moxie Sports Advisors, NRC Truck Conversions, Tar Heel Property Group, Eastern Metal Signs, number 24D, Danny Sams III. And your final starter from right here in Chico, in car number 2S, it's the Fast Cabinet Doors, Stainless Aesthetics, Park Ridge Construction, Jones Flying Service, number 2S, Chase Steinberg. So 8 laps the distance here in the 4 qualifiers tonight. 8 laps the distance. The top 3 will move into tonight's A main. Everybody else will go to either a B or a C main event. So keep that in mind as we roll through these qualifiers. Top 3 transferring on as we get a look at Tim Kading sitting on top of the Williams Motorsports hauler. Tony, what do you got for us?
Well, you know, it's just such an exciting format here at the Gold Cup Race of Champions Chase. Tim Kading taking every chance he can from his trailer to keep an eye on the racetrack and be able to stay on top of its changes. I talked about it yesterday. That's what James McFadden's crew chief, Drew Warner, talked about. He said, when you come here to the Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California, you can never really be sure what kind of racetrack you're going to get. And I think you could say that for, probably just a couple thousand dirt tracks around the country. Is it going to be wet heavy? Is it going to be really dry slick to start off? And then, of course, it changes from there throughout the course of the night. But this format lends itself to the guys who have been good all weekend. Corey Eliason, who we talked to in the pre-race show, he was 9th high in points. We lock in the top 8. So Corey Eliason, your pole sitter for this TJ Forge qualifier number 1. It's the drivers who were high up in points will be in those top 3 transfer spots for these qualifiers. It sounds easy. You just got to stay in the top 3, right? Well, we've seen all week and all season long with Kubota High Limit Racing. Getting up to the front is one thing. Staying there is a completely different order of business. These qualifiers are going to be fast and intense. If you finish in the top 3, you are racing for $100,000+ later tonight in the championship main event.
Well, Tony, the other thing is, you mentioned these are going to be hectic, they're going to be crazy. The heat races, I know these are not technically heat races, they're called qualifiers, but the heat races last night, the heat races before, on Thursday night, absolutely fantastic action on the racetrack. Usually the heat races we see around the country, it's kind of one lane, everybody running, kind of single file. That was not the case on Thursday and Friday night. They were making passes left and right. There was some great action throughout the heats, and we expect to see that same thing here in the qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely. And the SLC promotion staff here at the Silver Dollar Speedway paired up with the traveling road staff with Kubota High Limit Racing. They take getting the track right seriously. And that, again, is why you see another shot there of Tim Kading, a wildly experienced race car driver, not just here, but around the country. He knows that he's got to watch the track, see what they're doing to it, see how how many laps these push trucks make, see what he thinks will happen. Of course, nobody can predict it perfectly, but when you got a guy like Tim Kading who has so many years of experience paying as close of attention to the track as he is right now, that tells you how important getting ready for his race and these races throughout the evening. You can tell how important it is to him. And yeah, to your point, the track prep crew here has just done a phenomenal job, and I think that's what people have come to expect when you come to the Silver Dollar Speedway, a very racy quarter mile here in Chico, California. Not only is the Gold Cup a big event, it's a fun one with entertaining racing. And that packed house of grandstands probably doesn't disagree with me, do you folks?
You speak about all the fun that has been had here so far this week, Tony. Of course, last night, the bikini contest. We've had some other fun things happen just today, including the FK Shocks Pit Stop Challenge that was won by the Jason Myers Racing 14 team. We know Corey Day drives the car, but we were down there hosting that. What a fun time that was today as they took home an extra $3 grand.
Yeah, speak of the devil right there. Great shot there on the Ford Performance big screen for everybody watching back home live on Flow. That's Corey Day looking focused and determined to get out on track for those top 8 locked-in hot laps a little bit later on tonight. Yeah, the FK Shocks Pit Stop Challenge was a lot of fun. It always is. If nothing else, it's a great opportunity to get out of the sun and out of the heat and to the NOS Energy Drink Pavilion. That is always a good time. We had a lot of stuff going on. There was a driver's meeting open to the fans in the NOS Energy Drink Pavilion. They had Fan Fest a lot earlier today in hopes to give all the drivers a chance to get out and see their fans. From the Jokers run on Monday, all of us going out to Cycle Land on Tuesday, the Glow Party, the 360 race, and of course, Miss Gold Cup last night with that chili feed. When you come to the Gold Cup Race of Champions, you better bring your having fun pants with you because you're gonna have a lot of fun in Chico.
That's all I packed, Tony, was my having fun pants.
Good.
Those
well,
only
yeah,
ones I packed.
Yeah, you say that, but today at the Pit Stop Challenge, you had your not so much fun shorts on.
You can have fun shorts as well. They don't have to be just have fun pants.
Okay. I don't know if I believe that, but you know what I do believe is there are race cars on track. It looks like we're getting ready to go racing, Chico.
We are. Qualifier number 1 presented by TJ Forged Wheels rolling onto the Speedway right now. We would like to tell you more about TJ Forged Wheels. They only build forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate their wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what they do. They lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. Cars about to get fired off, and tonight, Tony, we're excited to have the Corey Day High Roller playlist over the speaker system here at the track, as well as on FloRacing, the defending Gold Cup champion. You'll be listening to his music here tonight during the qualifiers, the C main, the B main, and of course, that feature event. Drivers now underway around the quarter mile at Silver Dollar Speedway. Just a few moments from now, they're going to get 2x2. And they're going to go 8 laps around the racetrack looking for a top 3 lock-in spot. There's a look at some of our backstretchers over there. Everybody on the backstretch hanging out, having a good time here at the Silver Dollar Speedway. You can see the new suite towers right there to the left of the screen as well that were installed here in 2025. A lot of upgrades here at this racetrack over the last couple of years, and those suite towers are a great addition to this track, along with the Musco lights, which you'll see more of as the sun sets here in Chico tonight. Once again, for those of you maybe just jumping on FloRacing, the starting lineup for this one: Corey Eliason and Cy Lynch on row 1, Caden Steele, Chase Randall row 2, Brady Bacon, Tony Gomes in row 3, Colby Copeland, Luke Hayes in row 4, Braden Chiaramonte and Danny Sams in row 5, and Jay Steinberg in the 6th and final row by himself. A little bit of track work taking place during that downtime, and so I believe we're going to have these cars kind of buzz the racing surface in here to make sure everything is safe. Do not want to send them under green flag conditions if the track is too slippery. That would obviously be very dangerous to the drivers out there on the track. And so they are giving them the signal to kind of burn the racing surface in here just a little bit before we get underway. Cannot express it to you enough how good the track has been for the last 2 nights of action in the feature. If you have not been able to watch, make sure to go to FloRacing's YouTube channel. Check out the highlights. I mean, it has just been fantastic action in the main events. Justin Sanders getting the win last night from 7th. Corey Day getting the win on Thursday night from 8th place on the starting grid. Going to give him another lap or so to get the racing surface worked in. And then we will turn them loose for 8 laps in the TJ Forge qualifier. Getting a look at Caden Steele, who is partaking in his first ever Gold Cup Race of Champions here tonight. The young driver out of Fresno. And there's Cy Lynch also in that same category in his first ever Gold Cup, a Rookie of the Year contender with Kubota High-Limit Racing. There's Tony Gomes on your screen, a 360 competitor here for this event. And Gomes ended up 14th in the main event against all the 410s. A great run by that team last night. So the drivers that were just on the bottom of the racetrack are now going to go to the top. The drivers are on the top of the racetrack will now go to the bottom. And then we should be in good shape to get things underway for competitive action. Don't forget, Kubota High-Limit Racing not off for too long as we go back to racing on Monday night up in the Oregon State, up in Roseburg at the Douglas County Dirt Track, which was just a stellar race last year. And we are expecting more of the same from Douglas County. Looking forward to getting up there on Monday night as we make our way north to Skagit and Alger, Washington for the Skagit Nationals, which will pay $126,000 to the winner. And that will wrap up the 2025 edition of the West Coast Swing for High Limit before heading back out east to the Port Royal Speedway for the Tuscarora 50. HendrickCars.com Pace Truck and Chuck Patterson. Pace Truck now on the Speedway. The drivers will get lined up behind them. And while they do that, let's listen into a song off the playlist of Corey Day.
Get on me, want to know, Hank, why do you drink?
It's family tradition from Hank Williams Jr. on the playlist of Corey Day here tonight. Not one that you would probably expect from the 19-year-old driver to Clovis, California, but I know, Tony, that's one of your favorites.
I don't know why you got to give Corey Day shade like that, Chase. He's got style. He knows classic country. I don't know about you, but if he can win tonight, it would be a family tradition for Corey Day to win here on the championship night of the Gold Cup Race of Champions. Yeah, it's just him that's doing it, but I'll tell you what, he's building a tradition of success here in Chico.
He's building a tradition of winning this race every single year. We'll see if it happens again for him tonight as we come to the green in TJ Forge qualifier number 1. Top 3 moving on to the A main. It's going to be Corey Eliason with the early lead. They're side-by-side for second. Cy Lynch challenged down low by Caden Steele. Talked about them before the green. Both of them in their Gold Cup debuts. Around the outside goes Chase Randall. And the quickest chickens now up to third. Now looking for second into turn 1. Chase Randall from 4th to 2nd in about 1 lap span. And the quickest chicken now in the runner-up position and looking to make the show. Cy Lynch back to the inside. They nearly bang wheels off the corner right there. Chase Randall still with that second spot. Cy Lynch slips up to the cushion on the exit of turn number 4. A little bit of a bobble there, and he's going to lose some ground. How about Tony Gomes running in 5th right now with a 360? Tony Gomes, the current points leader at the Placerville Speedway in weekly action, doing a phenomenal job right now as he runs behind the 121 of Caden Steele. Tony Gomes trying to take down that $2,000 360 bonus here tonight. He's got Brady Bacon, Colby Copeland, Danny Sams all right behind him. But Gomes is holding his own right now. Caden Steele underneath of Cy Lynch as they race for the final transfer spot down the front straightaway. Cy Lynch still with the spot. Caden Steele going to duck down low into turn number 1. Lynch has the cushion wired and he pulls away slightly down the back straightaway. Change for the 5th spot. Give it to Brady Bacon. He'll make his way by Tony Gomes off at turn number 4. Bacon's up to 5th. Challenge for 3rd into turn 1. Caden Steele around the bottom. Cy Lynch saw the nose on that 121 that time by. He's only going to hang on for 1 more lap. White flag is out. Caden Steele up the racetrack. Close call across the start-finish line. Corey Elias is going to win this thing by a country mile, but who's going to run third is the question. Off at turn number 4, Eliason wins it. Randall is going to end up in second, and Cy Lynch will hang on to third with Brady Bacon fourth and Caden Steele in fifth. Your results from qualifier number 1. Corey Eliason gets the win, and he will go to tonight's A main. Chase Randall second, Cy Lynch in third. He will make the Gold Cup in his debut at this event. Brady Bacon fourth, Caden Steele fifth. Tony Gomes, Colby Copeland, Danny Sams, Braden Chiramonte, Luke Hayes, and Jace Steinberg. The finishing order in TJ Forge qualifier number 1. Tony caught up with him earlier on during the pre-race show. He was happy with the speed in that Shannon Wheatley 45, and now he will win this first qualifier of the night and punch his ticket into the 71st Mike Curb Gold Cup Race of Champions presented by NOS Energy Drink.
Has had some serious speed here the last couple trips to the Silver Dollar Speedway. Corey Eliason locks up TJ Forge, qualifier number 1. You ran 5th here 1 year ago at the Gold Cup Race of Champions. What can you do here later on tonight?
I think I have a good shot at it. I feel like our race car is really good right now. Rooster, Paul, and Rob have been working hard all week. Paul just got here because he's a part-timer because, you know, he's getting of age, so can't work him too hard, but ultimately I feel like our race car is really good. I don't know, I kind of moved around there at the end, and I felt like we were good top and bottom, so I feel like this is going to be a real good racetrack for tonight.
A real good racetrack for the night. It's like Corey Eliason was listening to you up there earlier, Chase. By virtue of winning TJ Forge qualifier number 1, Eliason in the Shannon Wheatley number 45 will take the green flag later on tonight from the 9th starting position.
Thank you very much, Tony. Nice job to Corey Eliason. As we now turn our attention to qualifier number 2, brought to you by DMI Racing Components. Here is the lineup for this one. On the pole from Oakley, California, it's the Gary Silver Ranches, Vallejo Coin Exchange, Bowman & Sons Trucking, Air One Heating and Air, number 18, Dylan Bloomfield. Starting in second from Clayton, California, driving the Dryco Construction, Melrose Powder Coating, Walnut Creek Automotive, Ryder Race Engines, number 88A, Joey Ancona. Starting in third from Fresno, California, in the Red Rose Transportation, Selzy Enterprises, Redline Oil, Whipple Industries, number 41, Dominic Selzy. And starting fourth from Yuba City, California, in car number 21L, it's the Lippert Construction, Danny Word Sales, Cloud Valve Company, Vinyltech ADS entry of Landon Brooks. Starting in the fifth spot from Fremont, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Mountwood Racing, Southern Pacific Farms, MB Drywall, number 17W Sugar, Shane Golovic. And starting in the sixth spot from Cobble Hill, British Columbia, Canada, in the Shark Engines, Grinders Automotive and Marine, Saratoga Motorsports Park, Malahat Auto Wrecking, number 21P, Robbie Price. Starting in seventh from Santa Rosa, California, in the High Plains Building Division, Velocity Engineering, Dirt Dudes, All About Fire Protection, number 19 Junior, Joel Myers Jr. And outside of him, starting eighth from Templeton, California, the DeShopCaleb.com, David Cry Engineering, Luxton Real Estate, Woodland Auto Display, number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Rolling off in ninth out of White City, Oregon, and the Carl Hofsis, Ridgecrest Homes, American Flowtech, Limitless Auto Sales, number 5K Blaine Corey, and starting 10th from Placerville, California, it's the High Sierra Industries, C&H Motor Parts, ANRAC Corporation, Kings Meats, number 21X, Shane Hopkins, and your final starter from Medford, Oregon, in the High Tech Transmissions, Sealing Specialties, Johnston Water Service, number 22K, Caden Smith. That's the lineup for DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. DMI Racing Components are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of Central Pennsylvania, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. That is DMI Racing Components. Drivers now being told over the Receiver one-way communication system that they will catch up to the Chuck Patterson and HendrickCars.com pace truck in turn number 4. And while they do that, might as well tune in to another song on Corey Day's High Roller. Corey Day's High Roller playlist as we come to green this time by. It's Dylan Bloomfield and Joey Ancona. Then Dominic Selzy and Landon Brooks. 8 laps, top 3 to the feature. Green lights come on. Nice start on the outside for Joey Ancona. They will go side by side into turn number 1. Ancona around the outside. He'll take the race lead away down the back straightaway. Dominic Scelzi moves into third. They're 3 wide for 4th back behind. Shane Golovic through the middle. Joel Myers Jr. on the bottom and Landon Brooks on the outside. Myers will come out of that tussle with the 4th position. Joel Myers Jr. up to 4th. Shane Golovic around the outside makes a mistake on the cushion, and that might cost him another spot. Landon Brooks going to sneak by on the inside. Landon Brooks up to the 5th spot, and now he slides with the racetrack, and Golovic turns it back to the inside. He'll take it right back away. Shane Golovic up to 5th once again as Landon Brooks is trying to hit the bottom there in turn number 2. Pulled up next to Golovic, but now Brooks is being challenged back behind by number 3, Caleb Montgomery. Montgomery not able to make anything happen there off the 4th corner. He'll now run right behind the 21L. He'll hit the bottom off of turn number 2, coming after Brooks for that 6th position. Joel Myers Jr. appears to be closing the gap on Dominic Scelzi for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Scelzi in the 41, Myers in the 19 junior. He runs the bottom, Scelzi up on the top. Joel Myers Jr. trying to make something happen. He's only got 3 laps to do it. Up front, it's all about the youngster, Joey Ancona, with the race lead. Dylan Bloomfield in 2nd, and Dominic Scelzi in that all-important 3rd and final spot. Joel Myers Jr. within 8 car lengths down the backstretch as they come to the wave of the white flag this time by. 1 lap to go for Joey Ancona, looking to make his first ever Gold Cup main event here tonight. Off of turn number 4, Joey Ancona will win DMI Race Components Heat Race, make that qualifier number 2. Dylan Bloomfield 2nd, Dominic Scelzi 3rd. Joel Myers Jr. 4th, and Shane Golovic in 5th. So how about it for the youngster out of Clayton, California? Joey Ancona gets the win, and he will go to tonight's A-Main. Dylan Bloomfield 2nd, and Dominic Scelzi, the final transfer spot, in 3rd. Joel Myers Jr., Shane Golovic, Caleb Montgomery, Landon Brooks, Robbie Price, Shane Hopkins, Blaine Corey, the top 10, and rounding out the field, the 22K of Caden Smith. Joey Ancona is going to be thrilled with the result of that one. Got a great start outside the front row and made his way around the outside to take the lead away from Dylan Bloomfield and punch his ticket into his first ever Gold Cup Race of Champions. And he'll stop on the front stretch to talk to Tony Laporte about what just happened.
While locking in for his first ever Gold Cup Race of Champions A-Main event. So Joey Ancona, great start on the outside. You pulled away quickly. What do you like about your race car right now?
Yeah, we've been good here all year. Yeah, I don't know. We just kind of have a base here, and we've stuck to it. Didn't really want to get off it, even though it was starting to get a little slick. So it's really good.
Joey Ancona talking about having a good baseline setup for this number 88A that they feel like no matter what the track does, they can pivot from, make an adjustment this way, making an adjustment that way. It has served him well. Ancona is going racing later tonight.
Great stuff by that driver as we now roll into heat, make that qualifier number 3 presented by BR Motorsports. Here is the lineup for this one. On the pole from Redding, California, the MitcheryConstruction.com, Shasta Realty Group, Shark Engine, Steve Manning Construction, number 2X Emmett's Max Mitchery. And outside of him, starting 2nd from Suisun City, California, in the Bushy Financial, C&H Motor Parts, Sierra Single Ply, Quick Change, Liquid Energy, number X1, Chance Grasty. Starting 3rd from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, Dason Pursley. And outside of him, starting 4th from Roseville, California, it's the Bjork Construction, Shaver Engines, D&J Rental, Roxy Properties, number 7B, Sean Becker. And starting in 5th out of Jacksonville, Oregon, in the Shane DeWalt Trucking, Legacy Builder Supply, Orville Tax Sisters Meat and Smokehouse, AT&T, Tanner Holmes. And starting in 6th out of Lubbock, Texas, it's the Horizon Whiskey, Nice Crete and Landis, ShopTruckParts.com, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, number 5, Brenham Crouch. Starting 7th from Fresno, California, in the Pacific Boring, Circle J5 Farms, M&L Plumbing, Metec Titanium, 14E Mariah Eid. And outside of her, starting 8th from Monrovia, Indiana, and the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Ford Performance, Hager Realty, number 26, Justin Peck. And starting 9th from Central Point, Oregon, in the Johnston Water Service, Chuck Prather, Sealing Specialties, Jake's Truck and Equipment Repair, 21W, Jake Wheeler. And your final starter from Windsor, California, in the CCI Electrical Busters Barbecue, Van Leer Steering Repair, Jerry's Valero, number 12, J. John Clark. It's qualifier number 3, presented by BR Motorsports. Let's jump into another song off the playlist handpicked by Corey Day here tonight at Silver Dollar Speedway. Playlist as we come to green, Max Mitri and Chance Grasty from the front row. Chalk stripe and turn forward green. Qualifier 3 underway. Big move out of Grasty to the inside. He'll take the race lead away in turn 2. Grasty not wasting any time. Goes to the top spot, but the caution comes out. Sounds like a jump start being called on the 2XM of Max Mitri. He'll be pushed back to row number 2 on the inside. That'll move the 13 of Dason Pursley up to the outside of the front row, and Chance Grasty now to the pole position. Here is a Comp Cams replay. We'll see what happens here. As Mitri got to go on the green at the chalk stripe there, so definitely went before the chalk stripe. We'll try it again, back underway. Another good start for Chance Grasty, but a better start for Dason Pursley. He'll slide up in front of the X1 car and take the race lead away. Dason Pursley to the top spot. Keep your eye on the battle for the 3rd position. Max Mitri has it. Here comes the Shark off the bottom. Sean Becker side by side with Mitri for that final spot. Rolling into turn number 1. Mitri clips the left front up on the inside berm. Sean Becker not able to take advantage. Around the outside comes Tanner Holmes. He's up into the top 5, making his way by the number 5. Up Brenham Crouch down the back straightaway. Tanner Holmes up to 5th. Sean Becker running in 4th. Max Mitri is in 3rd. Up front, it's all about Dason Pursley tonight in his Silver Dollar Speedway Gold Cup Race of Champions debut. Max Mitri a little bit sideways off the corner in turn 4. Sean Becker sees an opening around the outside as Mitri tries to run the bottom. Mitri was really good down low earlier on in the week. Back on his prelim night on Thursday, ran top 5 in the feature event. Mitri keeps that car glued to the bottom. Sean Becker, as he has done so many times around the Silver Dollar Speedway, runs the cushion in 1 and 2. He'll pull up next to Mitri, gives him a wave in turn 3. Mitri knows he's there now. He's got to get up on the wheel. Sean Becker now, his plans are a little bit foiled there as he thought Mitri was going to go back to the bottom. Becker still on the rear bumper of Mitri as they roll into turn 3. Sean Becker to the inside, slide job for that 3rd spot. He'll take it away. Sean Becker now into the final transfer spot. The Shark making his way into a transfer. Max Mitri fights back to the inside down the backstretch. The white flag is out for Dason Pursley. Chance Grasty still in 2nd. Can Sean Becker hang on for one more lap? Mitri to the inside in turn 1. Pulls up next to the Shark. And down the backstretch, Sean Becker's got that spot secured. Checkers out. Dason Pursley gets the win. Chance Grasty 2nd, and the Shark, Sean Becker in 3rd. Dason Pursley wins BR Motorsports qualifier number 3. Chance Grasty 2nd, and the Shark, Sean Becker, is going to be a part of tonight's main event for the 12th time in his career. He makes the Gold Cup. Max Mitri, Tanner Holmes, Brenham Crouch back there in 6th, Justin Peck 7th, John Clark 8th, Jake Wheeler 9th, and Mariah Eade ends up in the top 10. As Sean Becker stops on the front stretch, a great battle with Max Mitri. The 12th time he's qualified for the Gold Cup A main, Tony.
Talking to a 3rd place transfer, Sean Becker threw me for the old curveball here. Hey, right before you got in the car, we talked about what you had to do. And do you remember what you told me?
Got to step up my game, bud. These are high limit, best drivers, best teams in the world. Yeah, and every time they come here, man, it sure is humbling. They're so dang fast, so you just have to step up. You have to step up your game. We were able to do that, put it in the show.
Brother, you stepped up your game. You're pretty fast as well. You're going racing for 100 grand plus later tonight.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chico. Let's go.
That's Sean the Shark Becker. He raced his way into that one, Chase.
He certainly did. A fan favorite going to be a part of tonight's A main as we look now at the lineup for our final qualifier of the night, presented by Rod End Supply. Here is the lineup for this one out of San Jose, California. In the Maxwell Engines, Amadco Disposal, Advanced Auto Center, Swimming Pool Perfections, Caps Powder Coating. Number 0, it's TK Tim Kading. And starting in 2nd from Lincoln, California. In the California Waterfowl, Arai Helmets, K1 Race Gear, CBC Concrete, 83T, Tanner Carrick. Starting in 3rd out of Lemoore, California. In the Monarch Ford, Dawson Maldine Construction, Intech Oil, Crown Limousine. Number 2K, Gage Garcia. Starting 4th from Hollister, California, the NOS Energy Drink, Inland Rigging, MP Environmental, Woodland Auto Display, number 73, Ryan Burnell. Starting in 5th out of St. Helena, California, in the Rico Abreu, Kerbeck Junior Racing, Stadelhofer Construction, Pacific Boring, ArcZone.com, number 24, it's Rico Abreu. And starting from the 6th spot out of Overland Park, Kansas, In the Triple X chassis, Moose LZ Barn Grill, Gary Silver Ranch's Ditto's Graphics, number 17S, Jace Park. Starting 7th from Arlington, Washington, in the Triple X Race Components, Pacific Performance Coatings, Shark Engines, Grinders Automotive, number 21S, Jesse Schlotfeld. And starting 8th from Auburn, California, in the Orville Tax, Wilkie Masonry, Pacific Highway Rental, Western Traffic Supply, number 92, Mr. Excitement, Andy Forsberg. And rolling off in 9th out of Geyserville, California, the Malcolm Drilling, Trico Truck and RV, Cruisewell Drilling, number 76, Jennifer Osborne. And your final starter from Snohomish, Washington, in the Great Western Transport, James Bass Trucking, Nap Auto Parts of Snohomish, Pacific Performance Coatings, number 91, Chase Getz. That is the lineup for Rod and Supply, qualifier number 4, as those 10 drivers now get behind the HendrickCars.com pace truck, and they will go green next time by. Here is another song coming off of High Roller Playlist from Corey Day. On Corey Day's High Roller Playlist here tonight, as we have hit 4 songs now so far. We'll have a couple more throughout the C main, the B main, and the feature as well. Tim Kading is up there next to Tanner Carrick. Top 3, the final qualifier of the night is green at the chalk stripe. The race is underway, already going crazy back there for that 3rd spot. Rico Abreu, a big move to go from 5th to 3rd as Tanner Carrick has the race lead down the backstretch. Tanner Carrick up with the race lead. Tim Kading running in 2nd, back behind. There's a change for the 3rd spot. Across the line, give it to Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia underneath of Rico Abreu. Abreu plugs the right rear into the cushion, but Gage Garcia pulls away off the bottom of the racetrack. Gage Garcia closing in on Tim Kading. That car has been fast the last couple of nights with Kubota High Limit Racing, and Gage Garcia is trying to make the show for the first time in his career here at the Gold Cup. Rico with a big move to the inside. They nearly get together down the back straightaway. Rico's now up to 3rd, the final transfer spot. Jesse Schlotfeld working his way forward, but the yellow is out. Car off the pace back straightaway. It's Jace Park. Jace Park, a flat left front tire on the Clayton Snow Racing entry. Tony.
Chase, we watch Rico Abreu slice and dice, if I dare say, his way through this field into a transfer spot. Seems like him and Gage Garcia are having a slight disagreement currently over who should line up in the 3rd position. But remember, it was yesterday during Abreu's prelim qualifying night here for the Gold Cup Race of Champions that he just could not seem to get that Rico Abreu with Curb Agajanian Racing number 24 to cooperate and do what he wanted it to do up on the high side of turn number 2. He just had a great launch after banging off the curb up there at the top and then switching lanes and driving past Garcia on the inside of the back straightaway. I think that's just a testament to Hall of Fame crew chief Ricky Warner, Zach Middlebrooks, Brady Forbrook, and Rico Abreu himself for saying, hey, we know we've got to be good up there. We've got to work on this thing and make it drive off of the high side of turn number 2. I'm not positive, but it looks like they have found a much more comfortable ride for Abreu.
It certainly looks like it, Tony. It has not been a week to remember so far for Rico Abreu, but he is trying to change that narrative as he has made his way from 5th up into the 3rd spot. The final transfer in Rod and Supply. Qualifier number 4, Jace Park, is over in the work area right now, as it looks like the left front tire not facing the right direction there, Tony. Doesn't look very good.
You get 1 minute. You might have hit this already, Chase. You get 1 minute guaranteed time in heat races. I believe that extended to qualifiers for this unique format here tonight. You get 1 minute allowed in the work area during these preliminary events for flats only. No guaranteed time for anything else. So that is why you see Jace Park get a little bit of time, and the cars continue to circulate under caution. He was one of the drivers as he comes back out on track. Jace Park, one of the drivers who took part in the relay race last night during the intermissions of the Miss Gold Cup pageant.
Yeah, fantastic addition to the Miss Gold Cup pageant last night, with the judges having to partake in some mini games out there. It was very, very fun to watch those guys try and, well, we won't describe exactly what one of the challenges was, but I'll tell you, You got to be here at the Gold Cup to witness it in person. It was fantastic stuff. As the lights are out here in Rod and Supply Heat, ranked that qualifier number 4. Tanner Carrick, Tim Kading, Rico Abreu are the 3 cars that have the spots you need to be in to make the show. Gage Garcia 4th, Ryan Burnell 5th, Jesse Schlotfeld 6th, 7th is Andy Forsberg, 8th Chase Getz, 9th Jennifer Osborne, and 10th is Jace Park for the restart. Back underway. Good restart for Gage Garcia on the back bumper of Rico Abreu. He'll look low into turn 1, slides up the racetrack, can't get there in time. Change for the race lead. Tim Kading takes it away from Tanner Carrick down the backstretch. Rico Abreu going to make it a 3-car fight now for the race lead. Tim Kading leads lap number 4. 4 to go. Here comes another slide job from Tanner Carrick. He'll take it back away. And here comes Rico as well. Tim Kading, big move to the inside, but Tanner Carrick blocks him into turn 3. Carrick's got the race lead down the front straightaway. Rico Abreu going to look low on Tim Kading into turn number 1. Tries to wrap the bottom. He will do so. He's got second. No, he doesn't. Tim Kading back around the outside. Tim Kading back into the second spot. Down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go for Tanner Carrick. Tanner Carrick with the lead. Back behind, here comes Ryan Burnell off the bottom, trying to take that 3rd spot away from Rico Abreu. Ryan Burnell found some speed on the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Tanner Carrick. Rico protects that low line, pulls up next to Tim Kading. Here's the checkered flag. Final time off with turn number 4. Tanner Carrick wins qualifier number 4. Tim Kading 2nd, Rico Abreu in 3rd. And spinning out off of turn 4, keeping the car fired, the 91 at Chase Getz. But your qualifier winner, the number 83T, Tanner Carrick. Tim Kading 2nd, Rico Abreu in 3rd. Ryan Burnell 4th, Andy Forsberg 5th, Jesse Schlotfeld 6th, 7th Gage Garcia, 8th Jace Park, 9th Jennifer Osborne, and 10th to Chase Getz. Thrilling action in the final qualifier of the night sees Tanner Carrick come out on top between a battle with him and Tim Kading, and he will have a solid starting spot for tonight's A main event. He'll talk to Tony Laporta about it now.
Tanner Carrick, the owner and operator of TC Guide Services. So we won't talk about how you got skunked out on the water earlier this week. That was probably Jake Brown's fault. Does winning this qualifier and locking into the Gold Cup Race of Champions make it all that much better?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a fast race car all week. Just need a little luck to go with it. Made a couple mistakes on our prelim night, and we got a fast race car. It shows right there. I mean, just got to move around on the racetrack, and this track is changing so much. It's kind of the best racetrack we've had here all year. Hats off to these guys working their butts off, especially on the hottest week of the year we've had. So hats off to all the guys here at Silver Dollar, and I know it would be a good main event if we can get a racetrack like we have right now.
Best racetrack of the year. That is high praise from Tanner Carrick. And I just want to remind people, if you book a trip with TC Guide Services, Tanner Carrick, well, he could catch a fish in a bathtub, Chase. You know all about that. I really think the reason they had bad luck was Jake Brown from K1 Race Gear. He kept the fish out of the boat. That's my theory.
Yeah, I've got Tanner Carrick on Facebook, man. I see him catch all these big fish all the time. He certainly knows what he's doing when it comes to the rod and reels, no doubt about that. As we now have our main hot laps on the track. These are the 8 drivers that are already locked into the feature event. They will start in the first 4 rows of tonight's feature. We'll introduce you to them as they appear on your screen here. The first car rolling into turn number 2 now. He is the current series points leader out of Grass Valley, California. That's the Napa Auto Parts, Brumos Collection, Durst Incorporated, Factory Kane, Empire Netting, and Fence number 49. The Big Cat, Brad Sweet. And also on the racetrack, rolling down the backstretch, in the letter W at 11 in Indiana, the Works Limited, JVI Group, Smith Titanium, FK Shocks, Banshee Graphics entry, it's Spencer Baston. From Fresno, California, driving the NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy. And the 2-time and defending Gold Cup champion, also on the racetrack from Clovis, California, the Burco Redwood, Trex Decking, Warehouser, 2 Worlds Equestrian, Sander Engineering, number 14, Payday, Corey Day. There is Tanner Thorson out of Minden, Nevada, in the JST Motorsports, the Richville Smith Titanium, Factory Kane, Maximum Racing Oils, number 88. And Brent Marks out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the M&M Painting and Construction, McGrew Equipment Auctions, Bass Paint, Livewire Customs, number 19. James McFadden from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia. The Tarleton and Son, American Rock and Rent, Durston Corbin, Bainey and Associates, number 21.